What is going on, everybody? My name is Nathan, or ELEMENTofFROST. Welcome back to another episode prediction video for The Walking Dead. That's right, guys. Obviously, it is Thursday. Today is November the 13th. We're doing it live. Here we go. The Walking Dead Season 5, Episode 6, Consumed. Wow, I stuttered there. But yeah, it's Season 5, Episode 6, Consumed. Here we go. We're going to go into this episode predictions video. Obviously, starting off with the synopsis, as we always do. And kind of just let you guys know, again, that there probably will be spoilers and, stuff like that. Because, obviously, I can't really predict a future episode of The Walking Dead without kind of reflecting on stuff that happened before. So if you're not caught up to Season 5, Episode 5, Self-Help, then, obviously don't watch this video. Anyway, predicting now, guys. Episode 6, Consumed. Now, this episode is basically going to be on Daryl and Carol. Kind of following the car that they left off on Episode 3. Now, as you guys know, on Episode 3, they were outside of the church, obviously with Rick and the group. They were outside the church, and basically they seen a car drive by. And Daryl had got a look at it, and before, in Season 4, I believe it was Episode 13, the car that took Beth was a bluish type car with a black, not a black cross, with a white cross painted on the back window. And this is exactly what Daryl's seen again. So, he takes out all the lights in Episode 3 of the back of the car and everything like that. So he can't really be seen from afar or anything like that because he doesn't want, obviously, the lights showing and shining and in the guy's face. So that obviously you don't want to know that he's coming. But yeah, he does that, and then he tells Carol to get in the car, and they follow this guy down the road. And that's the last time we actually seen Daryl and Carol, and I'm really, really excited that we get to see him again now in Episode 6. Now, according to the sneak peeks and the promos and everything, it's going to look pretty awesome. They're following this guy basically to his home base. And the way I see it happening is basically he's gonna go back to the Slab Town area that we've seen in Season 5, Episode 4. Where Beth was at, that entire place. Now, if you did take notice in Episode 4, when Beth was trying to escape with Noah, they ran outside the fences, and there was a huge line of cars parked up against a wall. And each one of these cars had a white cross painted on the back of the window. Now, I do believe I've seen the car that Daryl and Carol was following, but obviously they could have another car kind of similar like it. And stuff like that. Obviously, it's all the same relation because they all have the white cross painted on the back. And this is exactly the place, where Beth was taken. And everything like that. So I'm really, really excited to see where this is going to go. So now, synopsis of the episode. Cautiously, members of our group must venture into a familiar location on a heroic rescue mission. It's a huge stage, but so are the stakes. So this basically means the whole familiar location. Obviously, that means Atlanta, because if you guys remember at Episode 4 of Season 5, obviously, in Episode 4, they were back in Atlanta. That's where Slab Town is located. That's where Beth was. She was looking out the window to basically a rundown Atlanta at the start of the episode. And I'm very, very excited to see kind of where this goes, because we haven't really seen much city in The Walking Dead kind of since Season 1. Season 1 was basically... It was really it, Rick in the city, some of the group were in, obviously, jewelry store and, up on the roof, and, stuff like that. Just kind of, it's the last time we really seen the city, because obviously Season 2 is based on the farm. Season 3, obviously, that was the prison. Season 4, prison, and then, obviously, the last half of Season 4 was them trying to get to Terminus, and then, Season 5, well, they're at a church now. So, we haven't really seen much of the city since Season 1 at all. A few clips here or there, showing kind of where the zombies are coming from, stuff like that. But that's basically it. So yeah, I'm really, really excited to kind of see what they're going to do with the whole rundown Atlanta type theme that they got going again. And I'm really, really excited to see Daryl and Carol and exactly what they do to try to get Beth back. They're on this rescue mission, and the stakes are high. Person could die literally at any time. The guy in the car that they're following, he could stop the car and obviously, try to attack them and stuff like that. And I guess that's what it means by cautiously. They're taking their time following this guy. They're not going to just stop him. They're not going to just run him off the road, and they're not going to like interrogate him or anything like that. I believe they're basically just going to go and follow him to his location in the city. You know, they're going to use the night, they're going to use the dark to do this, so this guy doesn't see. Obviously, that's why they knocked out the headlights. So yeah, I think they're going to follow him to the city. I think they're going to follow him to his camp, basically. And I think what's going to happen. Now, the reason in episode 4 that we've seen Carol being rolled in on a stretcher at the end of episode 4 is because I believe she's faking it. Quite plain and simply, I believe she's faking it. You know, I don't think she actually got hurt. I don't think she got attacked. I mean, it totally is possible. You know, it could be just a coincidence. Maybe that they wanted to try to find some way to get in there. Maybe they got attacked by people outside. And obviously maybe Carol is now on the inside. You know, either way, it's still going to be she's on the inside, and they don't know who they're fucking with, basically. I mean, we're talking about Carol here, guys. She took down entire Terminus by herself. You know, she went straight Rambo, straight MacGyver, if you will. You know, she shot a propane tank, launched a firework into the propane tank, had a huge explosion. She then went in with her supplies. She killed Mary. She killed other people. It was just an absolutely ridiculous episode in a ridiculous way to introduce this new badass Carol. I mean, we know she was badass kind of since Season 4. Season 3, you know, she was still getting stronger. We still had her weak points in Season 3. But at the start of Season 4, it was a completely different Carol, you know, and now that she's gone through Season 4... you know, now that she's killed some people to try to save the group, after she survived on her own for a while, because obviously Rick sent her off. You know, she came back. She was all through this shit with Tyrese, and you know, it just lit her up to this point of, you know, this chick you don't want to fucking mess with. You know, she's just hardened by this apocalypse so much that, you know, she's kind of unrecognizable in a sense that if you're trying to compare this Carol in Season 5 to, let's say, Carol in Season 1 or Season 2, where it was all about, you know, obviously the loss of her daughter, very tragic thing, but that strengthened her. It strengthened her to a point where, like I said, she's completely unrecognizable. You know, it's not Carol. It's not innocent Carol anymore from Season 1. This is a very, very badass and hardened version of Carol, which I personally love. It's fucking cool, you know? There's no other way to put it. So yeah, what I think is going to happen in this episode, we're going to find out, basically at the end of the episode, I'm guessing, we're going to find out how Carol got rolled in on a stretcher into Slabtown. You know, we're going to find that out, I believe. And I think there's going to be some other parts in this episode that, you know, are kind of be a little shocking to us. At the same time, though, we're going to find out some things that we've seen in some sneak peeks, because in one of the sneak peeks, actually, Carol and Daryl were actually out on a roof in Atlanta. Now, I believe this might be the roof that the hospital is. It might be the hospital roof. Don't quote me on it. I'm not obviously sure if it's the hospital roof or not. It could be a roof nearby. But they take this body in a white sheet, and they throw it into a pile of just fire. You know, they have a fire going on top of the roof, and they're throwing this body into the fire basically to kind of cover their tracks, I assume. Now obviously we don't know exactly who this body is. You know, I'm assuming honestly it's probably my best guess would be that they're burning the guy that they followed to the camp. You know, maybe they followed him to the camp and maybe they took him down right before he got into the camp, or you know, something like that. Maybe they took him down right before he got into the camp, so obviously they didn't know he was back, and you know, obviously try to take out as much backup as you possibly can before you attack a small community head on. You know, so I think basically they're gonna attack that guy. You know, as soon as they find out where his camp is, they're gonna attack him, take him down. They're gonna kill him, and then they're gonna burn his body to kind of cover up his tracks, or cover up their tracks rather. So yeah. Also, I think what's going to happen, like I said before, you know, we're going to find out exactly how Carol got to be rolled in on a stretcher, and you know how Beth got to see her like that. So yeah, we're going to definitely find that out. But I also do believe that we're going to find out exactly who is in the forest with Daryl. At the end of episode 3, if you guys remember, Daryl came back. Michonne was kind of investigating, and Daryl came back. He ran through the forest. Well, not really ran. He came out of the forest, and Michonne basically asked, "Where's Carol?" You know, she asked where Carol was, and he looked back and kind of says, "Hey, come on out." But I don't think it's Carol. It would be pretty obvious if it was Carol. But I really don't think it's Carol. You know, considering we've seen Carol at the end of episode 4 being rolled in on the stretcher, it's not Carol, guys. It's really not. My best guess to who it is, it's Noah. You know, the colored guy, the colored guy that was basically trying to help Beth escape from Slabtown, basically. I believe it's this guy. And basically, what I think is going to happen, obviously, they're going to burn that body. They're going to kind of scout out the base. And they're going to kind of see Beth and this Noah kid trying to escape. You know, they're going to see this from the outside of the fence, or they're going to be perched up somewhere. They're going to see this happening. You know, they're going to see this going down. They're going to see Beth trying to escape with Noah. And obviously Beth gets caught, but Noah gets out. So what I think is going to happen, obviously Daryl and Carol meet Noah on the outside of the fence. They kind of regroup. Obviously, they've seen Beth running with him, so obviously they know that he knows Beth. So they're going to kind of ask him some questions. I'm guessing probably interrogate him. And then they're going to slow down on it, because obviously they're going to know that he was captured too, and, you know, stuff like that. He wasn't the one obviously capturing Beth and stuff like that. But basically, he's going to probably just tell them that, you know, this is a place where they take weak people to basically work their ass off. You know, they take weak people, they knock them out, and they basically tell them this bullshit story about, you know, how we took you, we saved your life, and now you gotta owe us. You know, you gotta owe us your debt. You're in debt right now. You have to owe us everything you got. You know, you gotta work your debt off in order to leave this place. And obviously, if you guys were paying attention in episode 4, it's kind of hard to work your debt off because they make you eat. Because the more you eat, then the more you owe, basically, is what they're trying to say. But, you know, they also have this plan. You know, you don't want to eat, well, you're not going to be able to do your initial work. So, it's going to be an all-around fuck session, basically. You know, basically, they won't let anybody go, really. You know, they have the option that, you know, if you do work off this debt, you can go. But you're constantly earning more debt, so you're never going to be able to go. You know, they kind of give this false hope, I guess, that you can go, and, you know, you can leave once you work this debt off. But it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. So yeah, anyways, I believe Noah's going to tell these guys, tell Carol and Daryl, basically, that they take weak people, and this is exactly where I think Carol is going to come into play. You know, she still feels guilty for killing Karen and David. You know, she still feels like an outsider of the group, and she wants to try to repay that debt. You know, she wants to try to help people more often. You know, that's why she went out of her way to save the group while they were captured in Terminus. That's why she went out of her way, you know, to kill everybody in there and save Rick and the crew, to earn her spot back in the group. But she still doesn't feel like she does have it. You know, she doesn't feel like one of them. And she wants to prove to herself, not to really any of the people, because she knows all of the people are completely fine with her being a part of the group again. But she wants to prove to herself, she wants to make herself kind of feel better, I guess. She wants to save people in order to kind of work off that guilt, I guess, from killing Karen and David. That's what she wants to do. And that's what she's going to volunteer to do. You know, she's basically going to tell Daryl to take Noah, go back to the church, and get help. You know, I'm going to go in. I'm going to pretend I'm weak on the outside. And basically, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to pretend for as long as I possibly can. You know, I'm going to find Beth. They're probably going to stage some sort of an escape. And while this is all going down, while she's faking it, she's basically telling Daryl and to take Noah, you know, obviously bring him to safety, bring him to the church, and get help. Because they're not going to be able to take down this community with just one person. You know, it's kind of impossible. It's a hospital. Terminus, on the other hand, it was a little bit more possible because it's an open area. There's a lot of weak spots in Terminus. It was only surrounded by a fence. And it was kind of like an entire community, not just one building. Because this place that they're at right now is a hospital. It's literally one building surrounded by some fencing. It's not a complete kind of base type layout. And there's no propane tanks outside, so they can't really shoot anything. They can't really distract walkers. They can't bring walkers in. As many walkers as you want to pile up against a hospital, it's not going to fall. It's just not going to happen. So that's why she realizes, I could probably take this place down on my own, but, most likely not. I'm going to need some help on this one. So that's why she sends Carol and Noah, not Carol, that's why she sends Daryl and Carol. My God, Daryl and Noah, that's confusing. That's why she sends Daryl and Noah back to the church to get some help. That's who comes out of the forest, is what I'm guessing. Noah comes out of the forest, and, they get some help. Daryl kind of explains to Rick, I'm guessing, that we need your help getting our people back. Beth is there. Carol's there trying to get Beth back. She obviously played possum and everything like that. It's just been an entire explanation / story of what's going to go on. So I'm really, really pumped for this week's episode of The Walking Dead. Obviously, guys, it airs on Sunday. This Sunday, obviously, November the 16th. Very, very excited for it. Hopefully you guys are too. And, yeah, that's been my episode predictions for this week's episode of The Walking Dead. There's not really much else I can predict. That's what I'm basically guessing what the episode is going to be on. It's going to be on Daryl and Carol and, getting to where Beth is. That's going to be it. I don't think any people from Rick's group or Abraham's group, I don't think they're going to show up or anything like that. But yeah, it's going to be a very, very, very cool episode. I've been waiting for about 3 episodes now to kind of find out exactly what happened with Daryl and Carol. And this week we get to find out, guys. So hopefully you guys will enjoy the episode as much as I will. And stay tuned for my episode review coming this Monday, which obviously, guys, is going to be November the 17th. And yeah, that'll be my episode review. So if you guys don't know, I do my predictions on the Thursday before the episode airs, and my reviews the Monday after the episode airs. So stick around till then if you guys want to. If you guys haven't already, do subscribe. Check out some other videos that I have going up. I do daily uploads. I do gaming videos, stuff like that. So if you guys are interested in any of that, definitely check it out. And I'll talk to you on the next one. Alright, guys. Later.